Welcome back to Let's Talk, everyone. I'm Jade Harrell, and I am here with my girls, Teena Love, Amber Klear, and Amy Rivera. And this is where we get together every week, us powerful women having conversations about our different perspectives and shared experience. But of course, we want you to join the conversation, and we're here to stir that up. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you. Glad to be back and glad you're back.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm glad to be back. I'm very glad to be back. And I'm glad that y'all were able to give me the time to go say farewell to one of my elders.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad to be back. And there's plenty to talk about because there have been some things here in the news that have me aghast. But before we even get into all of that, I want to be sure that we start with what we're loving right now. And that's one way we like to begin every episode so that we can start on the good foot. Amy, I want to start with you today. What are you loving right now?
So I'm loving this new company called STL Produce, where they deliver fresh produce to your doorstep, and they get their food from local farmers and local companies. And I think it's a fabulous way to stay healthy, and it's convenient for our family, but we're supporting the local community. So up for STL Produce today.
Yeah, I love that. All right, Teena Love, tell me about what you're loving right now. And I'm
I
loving your earrings, by the way.
I know,
thank
aren't they so cute?
you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you know what I'm loving? I am loving Goalie apple cider vinegar gummies. Have you guys heard of them?
Yes,
I'm afraid not.
yes.
Oh my gosh, I will
Tell me
tell.
more.
Okay, so they're called Goalie apple cider vinegar gummies. And you know how, for a long time people would try to drink apple cider vinegar to help lose weight, to build cardiovascular, prevention of, heart disease and all of this.
That's
But
fine.
apple cider vinegar doesn't taste good, right? It's like very disgusting. It's hard to drink.
Yeah.
So this company called Goalie now has apple cider vinegar gummies, and I swear to you, they are so tasty. And it's a good way to get apple cider vinegar down into your system. I will tell you the truth. I have lost weight already in taking them. I feel great. It gives you a lot of energy. Yeah, it's awesome. So
Okay.
if you haven't
Wow.
already, get
Well,
them, girl.
let me
Get
go
them.
ahead and get that link. Go ahead and post that up for
Yeah.
us or share it with us because if it helps to drop some of the weight, I will take it.
Baby, yes, I'm looking at my waist and I
Yeah.
can't even believe it. I can't
Reclaim
believe
it, sister. Reclaim that waist, honey. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What's up, Miss Claire? Amber, darling, what are you loving right now?
I am going super simple today. I am loving my chickens. They are so entertaining and they eat the bugs in my yard. They provide breakfast. But honestly,
it.
it's just like a nice way for me to relax and just watch them. It's like a little mini soap opera. Like Rotisserie Rampage and Reba McEntire are like best friends, but Loud Linda, they're like over here, like, no, Loud Linda. Yeah, they're very funny and they are so entertaining.
Well, you helped me see
Oh,
clearly that you weren't talking about dinner.
because I thought she said talking about her chicken too. I'm like, eating chicken?
Right. But then, but I love these names. So what are their names again?
I have Loud Linda, Reba McEntire, Rotisserie Rampage, Big Booty Judy, uh, Heckler, Cluck. Yeah, and I have one that doesn't have a name yet because she doesn't have a personality.
Oh,
So
Hi.
she's
Well,
just like,
you got a good one. I
yeah,
love that.
oh.
But
Well,
Big Booty Judy.
big hey,
yeah,
legs and thighs. There's
yeah.
legs and thighs too, honey. And
She
then
has a fluffy butt. Originally, I was gonna go with Jennifer Lopez because she's like
Right.
this beautiful caramel color and a big butt, and I was like, but no, I like Big Booty Judy.
okay. Well, then while we're on the conversation about these body parts, ladies, let's talk. So you've
Da-da.
heard about right. And I'll preface this because I have here a safety pin.
Mhm.
Okay.
I was just about to put it on my dress because of what we're talking about with our very next story. You've heard of having to wear masks and being denied entry to certain places because of masks. But how about, as I adjust, cleavage? There actually was a woman who was denied entrance to a museum because of her cleavage. A French woman was told she couldn't enter the museum because her dress was too low cut. Now we have an image here. Take a look of her on the same day. Right?
Hmm?
The nerve. Well, she was told to cover it up because the rules are the rules. And the rules state that if you are disturbing the piece or if you're disrupting the environment, then you've got to go. Now, mind you, we're in France in a museum with naked women statues.
Right.
But it's the cleavage is the thing, the cleavage. So what might Henny Lopez say?
So
She can't.
I have some very strong feelings on this topic because I developed super early. By the time I was in 3rd grade, I was a double B. So, and it's not something that I can help. I'm a kid, but I went to Catholic school. So I had to change my uniforms and I had to like go giant baggy stuff so that it fit all of my body and wasn't tight across my chest. Now, as an adult, you can see like this dress goes way low cut, but I have this because I'm at work. I'm in a work environment. Now, if I was going out, would I wear this right here? No, my cleavage cover up. But if I'm going to a museum, I would feel completely comfortable wearing this. I think that it's an unfair practice to have little girls dress more appropriately, in the words of the staff members that were at some of the schools I was at, so that I didn't distract the boys. So what does that teach us intrinsically as girls? That we are just a distraction, and instead of teaching the boys not to be distracted, they're teaching us to cover up. Now, this lady, she got some boobies. So is it something
And that's her business?
Yeah. Now, is it something that I would wear? Probably not. But she's in a museum. There's already naked people there. What was she doing that was so distracting? Was she bending over? Was she doing something? Or were they just there and people couldn't
And
live their best life?
anywhere along that line, though, Amber, would you say what determines where that line is? So had she bent over, then she was wrong?
I mean, if her boob is popping out, so here's my thing. Like, if her nipple is showing, and France is like the epicenter for nude beaches. So that's why it's so shocking to me that of all places, that's where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
So if a smaller chested woman had worn that exact same outfit, would we be even having this discussion right now?
So all cleavage is not equal.
No, it's definitely not.
Exactly. So, I feel like it's all in people's body types, and you can't help what body type you have. At the end of the day, I feel like it's people's comfort level, in looking at your body type. But I mean, as long as her areola is not showing or her nipple is not showing, there's a time and a place for everything, granted. But if she has breasts, she can't help that she has breasts. And some shirts, no matter what you do, your breasts are going to show. The voluptuousness of them will show. And so I just feel like it's people's discomfort in looking at your body parts. I mean,
if we go back to Jennifer Lopez, if we talk about the real Jennifer Lopez, if you guys want to talk about the green dress, her dress was like all the way down to her navel, and we glorified it. So if we're going to glorify celebrities dressing this way, and we're going to glorify how we're like sexizing, no, that's not the word. I'm making up words now. It's glorifying all of these other women that are wearing these outfits. It's going to spill over into regular life. So we did this to ourselves.
What about you, Amy? What are you thinking?
My question is, since when is it our responsibility to hold others at a standard? We are not a distraction. They're their own distraction, and they need to be responsible for their own actions. We can't help it if we look like this and we decide to wear something that is like that. And again, it's not our responsibility to hold others responsible for something like that.
Because where do you draw the line? Is it, oh my gosh, it's the most beautiful woman in the world. I can't look at art. The most beautiful woman in the world is here. Oh, like.
Yeah. It kind of It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if y'all heard this story too, about the young lady who was on an airline with her son. She was getting on a plane and she had on some shorts. And they actually put this lady off of the flight because of the shorts that she had on. It
Yeah.
embarrassed her totally. Her son was so embarrassed. He was like
Mhm.
9, 10 years old. And at the end of the day, I saw the shorts and she couldn't help the way her body was shaped. She had thighs, she had hips, big booty Judy, right? But she couldn't help that. And in one instance, you could have one person who has a totally different body shape wearing those same shorts and it's okay. But then you got somebody who's got some hips and some butt. And so they're wearing it. And all of a sudden it's like, and no, that's not fair. It's just not
We're
fair.
sexualizing those people unfairly.
There's certainly an inconsistency. There's absolutely an inconsistency. So an establishment has every right to set their guidelines.
Yes.
If those guidelines are, as such, fair and equitable across the board, makes absolute sense. In this museum's case, there were other people in the museum wearing skimpy clothing, and that is such an arbitrary, random guideline to say, well, if you're a distraction. So if I wore a clown suit, would I be put out? And then what determines that? So that all brings things into conversation. One perspective I want to bring into is being able to breastfeed. Now, they're not quite what they were, but they have fed nearly a nation. These are good mama tatas that have served their children and other people who couldn't very well. I was shamed publicly for breastfeeding. I was admonished, even within my own household, to what point in time that was okay. Here's where I think this conversation comes back to what we really want to talk about, and what's under the surface is, what is my right as a woman for me and what I want to do with my body? Now, we are realistically in a world and place where we have to deal with people who may attack, be offended, and have other issues. But when they bring those up, it says so much about them. Oh, that's inappropriate. Well, define your bias of inappropriate. Oh, that reveals too much. We even had to check ourselves in our own home with our own daughter when her dad was like, you going out the house like that? And I had to pause and say, you know what, baby girl, you're right. I am under the same programming as everybody else has been, including your dad. And I won't do that to you anymore. Because her plea was, I get it from everywhere. All I'm doing is walking out the door in leggings because they're comfortable. I hear it from men. I hear it from women. I hear it from grownups. I hear it from teachers. I hear it from, she's like, enough. Why are all of you all so consumed with my body?
It's their discomfort.
That's it right there. Everyone's consumed with everyone else's body. Be consumed with your own body and figure out your own situation. Now,
I hear us saying that, but we also are taking measures. Here, I pulled out the safety pin. Amber said I might wear this in one place, but I wouldn't in another. Now, I applaud it because exactly. It is indeed our choice. But so do we call this body shaming? And then now you're putting out an entirely different focus, which now we can open up the door again to our Me Too conversation. Stop sexualizing me for what disrupts you in your space. Seems to be what's happening.
Yeah.
It's not my problem. You're weak, is the way I look at it.
And but maybe they just, I have learned now that I'm getting a little older that maybe I haven't explored as much as I should have. I'm like, oh, we could do that.
But it's like your daughter. I wear leggings sometimes. So, my right leg before I had surgery was 200% larger than my left leg. All I could wear was leggings. And I have a really small top frame and really, frame, and which I love my body, by the way, even with my legs. But when I wear them, people will be like, well, you're too curvy, or this. Don't worry about me.
And I'd love to get the answer to, what do you mean? Too
curvy.
I did ask that one time. And your pants, you can see the whole outline of your bottom.
Yep.
God
I
made this
have
body.
one.
God made
Oh, you
this
see the
body.
outline of my leggings. What are you seeing beyond that, baby? And
Right?
we have another conversation.
Killing me. Yes.
And I'm like, well, I do go to the gym. I mean, what are you gonna say? It's an issue with that individual when it
But
comes
we
down.
also can't deny that that is a true currency in our culture.
It
Our
is.
body it is, when I say currency, I mean it holds value, prestige, esteem, and or rejection and isolation if it's not falling within that constant frame. So one of the best things you said for me right now, Amy, was I love my body, right?
Sure do.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the
Right.
more
You know, I love Tina's, I love yours, I love Amber's. It's who we are. Yeah, there you go.
I love mine
Who
too.
we are. You know, and we have to support one another in this because they're trying to tear us apart by making us feel uncomfortable about our own body.
Right.
and before we wrap up this segment, so we're gonna say what? Shame on them, or back up, get out my space, figure that out. I would really love to give a shout out to all of those designers who have created fashion for different body types.
Yes.
Stepped outside of the
Absolutely.
box. And if I may, shout out Honey's Child Boutique, who always made sure I look good on the set of STL TV. So
Woo!
all of you, especially
Yeah.
locally, I hope you're holding up under the COVID conditions and the things that are affecting your business, but keep creating for us so we can keep looking and feeling our very best and tell them other folks to step on.
Mhm.
Right? Well, stick around. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about the modern day rite of passage for new moms, gender reveal parties. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
And welcome back. We're back. Let's talk. The ladies are conversating. Teena Love, Amy Rivera, and Amber Klear are with me. I'm Jade Harrell. And we have to talk about this rite of passage that has become gender reveal parties. Now, we are seeing this conversation heat up all over the place. While it was cute in the beginning, it's become a hot topic after one of these get-togethers actually caused a wildfire in California. Even others have become deadly. The woman largely credited for starting these parties back in 2008, she even posted, "Stop having these stupid parties. For the love of God," and I quote, "stop burning things down to tell everyone about your kid's penis. No one cares but you," even though that was her original idea. Ladies, let's talk gender reveal.
I know. I heard about this some time ago, and at first when I started hearing about the gender reveal parties, I thought, oh, this is so cute, because you know how it was back in the day. I mean, you just kind of carried the child for 9 months and it was just, whatever you had, you had. Yeah, but now I thought it was so creative, the different ways that I'm seeing people are doing this, having a cake with pink or blue icing in the middle and cutting it and suddenly you find out, or popping a balloon and confetti, pink confetti or blue confetti comes out. But now the explosives, that's a bit much, okay? That, I think we're taking it over the edge. But I think all in all, it's a cute idea, but when it involves explosives and fire, let's not do that, okay? Let's not.
All right. Do you want to know in advance? Either way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would
What
love
if we
to
found a party? Do you want to know in advance?
I would.
Okay.
I always did because I'm a planner
Yeah.
and I got a plan, but
Right.
I will not go in debt for it. I've been to several gender reveals, and when I find out what they've spent on the party,
Oh
I'm
God.
Lord. I'm like, this is not even a baby shower. This is just a reveal. And
Right.
and on top of that, see, I'm I used to hang like a string with a pencil and wait to see if it would go in a circle or cross to see if it was a boy or girl. It's just tradition to do that. But I don't know. This stuff is so I don't understand it, I guess. I get the small party and I get the cake and icing and that's great. But blowing up stuff and going in debt for it, I don't understand.
Amber, do you want to know in advance?
So I would, yeah. I'm at the age where I'm the person that's being invited constantly to these parties because all my friends are breeding. They're literally all having kids. I mean, I say that and I mean it in the nicest, kindest way. And I love it. And here's the thing. I have friends that are gender fluid and I have friends that are trans and I have friends that are across all spectrums. And I know that it's almost hurtful to them, some people, that they're celebrating the genitals of a baby. On the other hand, I think that it's an excuse to celebrate a baby, which is a perfect excuse. Like, that is a reason to celebrate. You're bringing life into this world. So I think that people are just getting so excited and so carried away that they're going bigger, bigger, bigger to quote unquote keep up with the Joneses. Mm-hmm. I also think that because of the society that we're in and the culture that we've built, any excuse to have like a get together to celebrate something is perfect. I think that's great. Mm-hmm. Because the more times we can get together with our friends, the more reasons we have to get together with family. Like, I think that's perfect.
Yeah. And this time of COVID, that's going to be very challenging. So I wonder how that's going to affect this. But Amber, you nailed it on the head with what really is happening with us all around. It's bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So is gone the line of sweet 16 parties, and so is gone the line of weddings and these major overproduced Hollywood
weddings are going backwards. Weddings are smaller and smaller finally. So I'm hoping that the trend becomes like, okay, we don't need to celebrate with all these 500 people we don't know. What if we take the 30 or 50 people that we're actually close to in our life, that we actually have a connection with, and use them? Because I think COVID is forcing people to do that. But I do know that a lot of my friends are building party sheds. So what they're doing is they're converting a garage, or they're buying like a Amish built, a lot of them are doing tents too, but they have these like, I call them backyard barns, because they're like, they literally are like sheds, and they're converting them just to be party space. Mm-hmm. So
it'd be great to see that, especially as we really are still going to need to be mindful. We're going into what's a big holiday season in our culture, and the awareness and maybe even the relaxing of concern about this pandemic is definitely an issue. Now, as things go bigger and bigger, remember how those holiday lights, you got the wars between the houses, and almost every holiday, you've got big gigantic snowmen outside your house, or you're going to have this huge pumpkin or jack-o'-lantern or witch or something coming up here soon, and bigger and bigger and bigger seems to be the goal. I love that COVID is making us turn within to simpler, immediate, mindful, like present, right here in front of us things. And with all the loss and grief at this time, and let me just make sure, our love and condolences, Teena, for all the loss you've just experienced with your friends and close ones, to really treasure these moments we have with one another, and how vital it is that without all the pomp and circumstance, this is where the true value is. budget-wise and otherwise?
For me, whenever I go to celebrate something, like let's say I decorate my house for Halloween or Christmas, I'm decorating to like show people my Halloween spirit. I'm decorating to make the community a better place. So my thought process with that is I'm not going to go balls to the wall. And whatever I spend on decorations, I have to spend in donations. Because to me, that's ultimately what it's about.
Hashtag that.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Whatever I spend on decorations, I have to spend in donations. Because at the end of the day, it's about improving your community. So I can't just like throw up some lights and boom, the community's a better place. It's I'm gonna throw up some lights and I'm gonna throw up some money. Like this is about making my community a better place as a whole. So let's really be about that instead of just
what is also
my lives are better than my neighbors.
Hey, we throw a lot of that stuff ends up being a big waste bin thereafter.
Absolutely.
So to hear you say that even addresses that part, one with our climate and our environment, but our sense of waste, like we are not wasting when we pour in and invest into another person or someone's needs. Amber, I'm glad you even brought that out. How might you all be or enter this season? What are you most looking forward to as we change from summer to fall and fall to winter? Teena?
You know, you mentioned earlier, Jade, about the loss I've had. And the only thing that I can think of right now as we approach and go into these different seasons is that we just love. And I say it all the time, but I really cannot stress enough, love while we have the chance. That really is the most important today.
That's the other hashtag, love. Say it with me, love while we have the chance.
Yeah.
Amy, how are you going to go into the next season here?
Peacefully. I'm going to go just with my husband and my 2 children, and we're just going to, I really don't even want to buy gifts or anything. I want to take my children somewhere and give them an experience. Just like Amber said, I used to decorate and do all that stuff. I don't do any of that stuff anymore because, one, I don't feel like cleaning up after all of it. And it's just a lot of stuff. But 2, who am I doing it for? And what is the purpose? And will my kids remember that?
I think that they remember decorating with you. So
they do. Yeah, they do.
Like I remember carving pumpkins with my grandma. Granted, I was 26, so it's
but we don't need to have like 5 pumpkins. We can have 2. And we can.
I think every person should get a pumpkin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wish that would work in my house, Amy, because if we have to fight over another pumpkin.
my kids, they start and then they're like, all right, Mom, finish it. My hand hurts. That's why I say 2, because I'll have arthritis by the time I
you end up doing all the pumpkins. See?
Yeah. But I feel like if I spend more quality time with them and we do something that's meaningful and that we all want to do, and then they experience it and they get to see other areas of life that we normally wouldn't get to see. I think that's how we're going to do it this year. And we've been discussing this quite a bit with our family and stuff. And I think that's the route I'm going to go this year.
So I've got love, I've got peace, and Amber, how appropriate, I've got joy.
Yes.
Give us something to go into the next season as we close out, Amber.
Oh my gosh, so much pressure. I think it's just,
you're natural.
I think it's about appreciation, and I think it's about celebrating the small things, because small victories lead to big success. So it's a small victory that your kids are even doing pumpkins with you, because some families, their kids are just so far gone, they're like, nope, don't care. So I think celebrating everything, including the small stuff.
Yeah. Including the small stuff, and most certainly the small talk. I appreciate y'all taking some time to rap with me yet again today. So now that we've gotten our cleavage aligned and we are cool on how we're going to express and reveal our genders, we want to thank you all for watching and talking with us. And we want to be sure that you can join the conversation and let us know what you're talking about. New episodes every Tuesday. Watch for us, and we'll be listening for you. Ladies,
bye.
And I will talk with you soon. Until we next.